Okay, hello. Recording date is June 14th, 2026 on a Sunday. Alright, so I slept about 10 hours yesterday. Not really sure, afternoon sometime. After noon. Woke up around 10 or 11, something like that. Didn't get groceries, didn't get my Versa grips from my dad's place, didn't get some rice in a bucket for the forearm workouts. Didn't do any of that shit. Just went to the gym and did some light cardio. And that's alright, that's okay. I'm gonna do all that checklist stuff today. Life is good, life is great. I woke up and it's all good after that. Well, this zero sugar added ketchup is, it's alright, but it's a little aftertasty, especially a little bit after meals. I'm like, it's alright. It's alright for a new flavor incorporation every now and then, but is it an everydayer? I don't know about all that. So there's that. I may try to get on some ELDT hazmat testing bullshit today. Fucking white hair better not be, bro. No, I don't think it is. It's just shiny. You see it? I fucking hope not, dude. Is it white or is it just shiny, bro? I think it's just shiny, dude. Because I'm looking at it and it doesn't look dark. I'm gonna leave it in there. Leave it alone. Check it out later. I fucking hope not. Mustache is getting annoying. It's been annoying since forever. Mustaches are annoying as fuck. I don't know if I should go ahead and part ways with it or not. I could make it look nice, but I don't know, dude. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, I don't know. What else to talk about? What else to talk about? Forecast says it might rain today. That's cool. I like the rain. I don't know why, but I've always loved weather conditions other than like I like driving in adverse weather. That shit is one of my favorite things. If I'm getting somewhere and all of a sudden it gets real shitty outside, I'm like, oh yeah, now it's fun. It's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Makes things interesting. Um, yeah, I think that's all my plans for today is just go to the grocery store, get my chicken and ground beef, and I already got my broth, so that's taken care of. I need my frozen veggies, and that's about it. I may get some, I think we need paper towels for the house, so I'll get those for mom, and a case of water if we need it. Uh, we have the Primo jugs and a water dispenser, like the Primo 5-gallon jugs, and a water dispenser for in the house. But like to grab and go and take me a water on the way to the gym because I don't really like fucking with water bottles. Like reusable water bottles, I don't really like them. It's another thing to fuck with. And wash it and whatnot. And just get a disposable water bottle and be done with it. And not only that, but my gym, even though it's really nice, they uh, they do a really bad job of stocking the waters. The gym membership is outrageously expensive. It's like $80 a month for a base membership, and they only have waters like maybe 3 out of 7 days of the week that I'm in there. And when they do stock them, they only do like one 32 case at a time, or maybe two 32 packs at a time, and the shit's gone in a couple days. And it's like, okay, that's cool. They have like strawberry ice water in the back, but that shit's made from the city water that's their water dispenser is plumbed into. It's not a Primo jug system, RO water system. It's plugged directly into the city water system. I don't think that building has an RO system because the water tastes like shit. And the strawberry water and the fruit, they'll have fruit infused water in the back with like orange slices. Where last time I saw strawberry and it was sweating on the outside of the container, and that shit looked amazing. But eh, I'm pretty sure I'm fairly certain they make it with that shitty ass water from the that's tapped into the building, that water dispenser. I don't know about all that, dude. It looks so good though. I should have just tried it. I'll try it next time if they got it. They have some every day, but it's not every day that's the same. That's the first time I've seen them do strawberry. Usually it's a lemon or orange. I think I haven't been paying attention to it too much since the first day I went there. I tried it on the first day and it was lemon, I believe, and I was so thirsty after a workout that I couldn't, and the acidity probably overpowered the whatever else was not not too good about it. And it was alright. It was good to me, but I was fucking thirsty. And then the other day after a workout, I think it was leg day. Yeah, so Monday, what is today? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 or 5 days ago. 5 days ago. Yeah, 5 days ago Monday, I tried it, and it was like salty. It tasted like heavy, and it made me nauseous. I was like, oh, fuck that. I'm taking a water from home now every time. So while I'm there, I'll double up on as much free water as I can drink while I'm there. I'll double up and get one for pace it out during the workout, and then I'll get one after the workout and slam it on the way home, sip it on the way home. Either that, or if I don't sip it on the way home, then I'll store it in my bag for next time and have a water for next time in case I don't have any. And uh, I'm still sweating pretty good. Not super profusely, but I'm still sweating pretty good at every workout. I'm not going to be advanced for a while. I gotta put a lot of time in before I don't sweat on a workout. But yeah, that's why I need a water every time I go, and I don't like fucking with thermoses or tumblers and shit. I just take a reusable for now. Anyway, that'll change. Maybe my opinion will change later. That, and I have like a small drawstring bag. It's got like 4 strings on it, and you draw it closed. It's a little small backpack. It's like maybe like a sports bag, I think you call it. I don't know exactly, but it's a piece of shit. I can't put it on. I'm too wide to, and I'm not a super wide dude. But I can't even put it on because the straps are so tiny. Let me get it. Yeah, okay, so this is what I use. And I just carry essentials in here. Like I got some dude wipes. I've got, what else do I have? Some high top Converse for leg day. That way I'm not trying to stabilize on a running shoe piece of foam. Could fuck me up. Some gym water. Sometimes they'll rebrand it with their label of fucking, oh, this is our gym water, but it's just Great Value brand water, which is fine. That's better than the fucking tap system. Their city water that they have in there. I got some Vaseline to put in all my frictionalized areas for walking, because I walk an hour after I'm working out. I walk an hour a day regardless of whether I'm lifting or not, and so yeah, I'll fucking Vaseline everything up pretty good. Not super, I mean, I just need a little bit. I just need like a small, maybe even nah, probably a little 2 fingers full. And then put it in all of the areas that need it. I think that's descriptive enough. Put it between my thighs and balls. That way I don't damage anything on my thighs and shit with my compression boxers. Wombo comboed with a bit of Vaseline. Keep everything all nice and agitation free down there. Dude wipes are a must, because when I need to go to the bathroom, especially if it's in between sets, I gotta get there, dog. And so I just go, set my bag down in the locker room right quick, haul ass to the stall with some dude wipes, and whether toilet paper is there or not, then I'll always be stocked up on dude wipes. So I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry. I don't have to waste 2 seconds. If I'm about to shit myself, I can just drop it while it's hot. And that's my little gym bag. That's all I need. It's disgusting because I lay it on the floor next to every machine, next to every bench, next to every weight station I'm at. And then the treadmill has the like heart rate monitor arms with the start-stop controls on it, and with the oh shit handles or whatever you want to call them. And then I'll just hang it there if I'm on the treadmill. Treadmill's got cup holders too, and a nice little phone shelf. I'll fold out my I actually have a Galaxy Z trifold, and I'll fold that bitch over and set it up on the treadmill while I'm working out, and I'll just be working out. Fucking watching Asmongold for hours on end every day helps the shit fly by. Asmongold or different type of workout videos, Sam Sulek shit, or Dr. Mike, Jeff Nippard, or Will Tennyson, or Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw type shit, whatever's entertaining or educational. If I'm tired of being brain rotted, then I'll try to learn some shit in that hour. A dedicated hour where I have time to, after workout, to put my brain on anything I want to put it on. I can learn with it. I can entertain myself with it. I can see what kind of political views people have, and compare it to if the rest of the world thinks this way, and try to guess how the majority thinks and why they think that way, and how I want to base my thinking, and and especially in comparable to other people and how they think and why they think, and if I may or may not share any of the same views that they do. Just because I watch certain people doesn't mean I exactly like everything that they say or everything that they talk about, but which super extremism shit like that isn't good in any category. It's good to, then the best way to learn also is to take knowledge where and when you can get it at all times, every time. So even if it's a small piece from here or there or him or her or whatever, that's the best way to learn. Unless it's from a source that is so informationally dry, like intellectually dry, that that's not worth it. Some sources of knowledge aren't worth drawing from. The well is dry. Some people you're not gonna entertain them for shit. You can't listen to them for shit. Some some sites, some forums, some groups, uh some people, especially some whatever. If there's like a knowledge source that is bad for expanding how you think and adding to your thinking processes, then it's better just to leave it alone. Um, but yeah, to help you understand something and to help you understand more about everything, it's good to learn from anywhere and everywhere you can, and anywhere and anywhere that's available to feed you information that you may be missing out on in order to better yourself and better your thinking and how you go about viewing the world. Because if you're not learning, you're not living. That's one thing my dad told me. You always have to keep learning in this world. The minute you stop learning, a lot of people are, oh, I'm not learning all the time. I'm not a scholar. I'm not whatever. It doesn't take that much, man. But just to take your perspective and somebody say, well, why don't you hear me out? And for you to actually sit there and hear them out and then you can base your judgment off of, okay, does it make sense of what they're saying, or are they just a fucking idiot, and then you can, that's how you keep learning. That's how you constantly uptrend on how to grow your knowledge and how to rearrange and optimize the shit that you already have stored away. You may be able to do better with what you got if you have a bit more intel on shit that you didn't know. Now it kind of alters your perspective. Oh man, I had this the whole time, and now if I just tweak my uh, thought processes and understanding about shit, then automatically smarter. And all this is done with small things, just as, maybe let me hear this person out, or maybe let me reassess my impulsive thoughts if you can't help yourself from buying something or from eating too much or whatever. Like if you just sit and give yourself a small window of reflection time in between finalizing everything, if you just bam 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 execute impulse all the time, then uh, it doesn't leave much room for growth, unless growth will happen later as a byproduct of you realizing that you need to execute a task no matter what. Then the only way is this is the way wealthy people do shit. Then the only way is to make decision after decision and execute and just like uh task execute. You just line up a bunch of things, checklist, and then you just fucking load up a magazine of check marks and just start firing shit. That's the best and fastest way to accomplish it. And I'm not sure how I got to this end of this tangent here, but yeah, expanding your thinking and whatnot. Yeah, sure, fucking sure, CJ. Whatever you say, dog. I kind of forgot what the fuck I was talking about. I'm completely sober. I don't know. I've been sleeping kind of weird, and I got plenty of rest, decent rest. I'm kind of thirsty, so probably have me some water here in a minute. From my crusty ass. I don't know if you can tell. There it is. Creatine powder crusted mason jar, but it's okay. It'll dilute and shit and whatnot. It'll be good. Be good to go. Brand new once I put some water in it. Drink that up. What are some of my wildest dreams? My wildest dreams is to have enough money to retire my mom, my dad, retire both my parents, with a fund that allows them to like trickle in some money every month. That way I may be able to help them if I need to from my income once I figure out how to get some internet money. Eventually would be nice if and when it ever does happen. But yeah, I would get me some my funds and help them every now and then if I ever needed to, but they would also have their own income, like above median American income, which right now, a nice little 6-figure income, especially where we live, would be plenty of money to retire them. Plus, if I'm making um, at least that much or more cheddar than that a year, then I will also help them out in any and every way that I need to, because wouldn't be here without them, and also they're letting me stay in their fucking houses while I'm unemployed and just bullshitting behind the screen here, trying to figure out my life. So that's real nice. How could I not give back to them after some shit like that, you know? The answer is people do that, but I'm not one of those people. I'm not. And yeah, so retire both of them, pay off their houses, and then their retirement fund would give them a payout every month, or uh perhaps bi-weekly, something like that. Yeah, maybe if I could have it on a bi-weekly schedule. I don't know how that would work with the lawyers and accountants and wealth managers or whatever, but yeah, to be able to do something like that in the most cost-effective way possible, that would be really nice. But I don't understand any of that shit and wouldn't even know where to start. But yeah, that'd be cool. And then on top of that, so paid off house for them, retirement fund that's got them on a payout schedule bi-weekly, and then fund myself a retirement fund so that um, wherever I do get a source of income from, if it disappears, then I will still have investment money, recurring dividends, or uh, payouts, equity payouts, or something of some kind of, you know, super fancy wealth management bullshit there too, where I have a sort of the same system for myself where I can get paid throughout the year forever, indefinitely. And then if I have kids, they would be the beneficiaries to all my wealth, of course. And nobody in my family has ever been rich or wealthy. We've, nobody's ever starved or anything. Nobody's ever been like super duper dirt poor. Uh, but yeah, uh, yeah, my parents did grow up a little poor. I never did. Maybe poor compared to somebody who's watching, but I was never hungry. We always had clothes. We always had everything we wanted, plus or everything. We always had everything that we needed, plus plenty of things that we wanted, and that's definitely not poor if in anybody's category, if you ask me, you know. And like we started off in trailer house until I was about 5, and then uh it was like on a few acres. I can't remember exactly how much, but yeah, trailer house on a few acres, and then from there we moved one city over to a little bit of a bigger city, but it's all to me it's all the same place. It's just 30 minutes away, and a bunch of my family's in either here or there, so it's all the same shit to me. But yeah, I was born in the bigger city, um, and we moved to a suburban area for about 10 years or so. A couple different houses. We moved into the suburban area for, I don't know, 7, for like a couple years, and then Or actually, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but I did live in South Texas. I lived in McAllen for a couple years between the age of like 6 and 7, something like that. Or 7 to 8, something like that. It was only very, I barely remember if it was only for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, something like that. Probably just 2. I don't know. And then from that house, moved from South Texas, McAllen to where I stay now in West Texas, and lived in the suburban neighborhood for about 4 to 5 years, and then we lived in a rent house briefly while my parents uh, built a house, paid to have a house built, custom plans, built their own house, and lived in that house all the way up until I was 21, and then I moved out into a townhouse for a couple years, and then until I was 23, and then my parents got divorced around that time, and then I hit the road and started driving over the road for about 4 years. 1, 2, maybe 3 years. Because what time did I stop? 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, for about 3. I was doing over the road truck driving for about 3 years. Driving a reefer trailer. Sleeping in a sleeper. Didn't see the house again until like 8 months. I just lived in a truck. Fit everything I cared about in a semi truck. And hit the road. That's the first time I saw some. So what I thought was real cheddar. About 80 grand a year whenever I moved to a company that was actually worth the shit. First one wasn't worth the fuck. Spoiler alert. First one wasn't worth a damn. That shit sucked. I thought I was, gonna be doing good money and shit, but it was a driving school, and I didn't have any money to get a license at the time, so I was like, fuck it, I'll go to this driving school. It's no money down, and then they take it out of your checks once you're graduated and get hired on. And I was like, okay, well, sounds great. Since I don't have any fucking money, I don't really have a choice. If this is what I want to do, I gotta be at a school like this. So picked this one, and that's what I went with. And that's where I went. That's where I've been. My dad currently lives in the same house after my parents split up, and then a few years later, when my parents split up, whenever I was around 23, I moved back in with my mom. She was renting one of my uncle's houses in the small city close to where I live and where I was born, where a lot of her side family stays, and a lot of my dad's family's over there too. And stayed there in that house for a couple years. 25. 26, 27, yeah, and then we've been over. Yeah, I've lived in this house for a couple years now. From like 26 to 28, 27 to 28, something like that. Yeah, and so here I am, and that's the deal. That's what's going on. That's where I've been. for the most part, kind of, sort of, the gist of it. And yeah, life is good. That's what's going on. And I would like to, yeah, buy my parents' houses, retire them, uh, have a fund to retire myself, but keep working and actually do shit that I care about, like going to the gym and making these videos. And yeah, so retire myself and buy myself a nice little place to live. Like my dad's house, he has a nice house on an acre lot, and he has enough room for a gym and but outside of his house, and to build another building the same size. I don't know what size his shop is, but it's pretty large, for plenty of space for a sweet ass indoor gym. And I would build two of those buildings, and another one would just be a shop. And I would deck it out with all kinds of tools, and a drive up pit for fluid changes, oil changes, fuel filter access, and shit like that, and a little drain trough where it can drain down into a sump, and then a vac truck can come and it'll drain down into like a sump tank, and then a vac truck will come and pick up that shit, and I can just keep doing my own maintenance and repairs and modifications in there, and then go right next door and stimulate some muscle growth, and fucking, have a good time in there. A fridge with some beers. I've seen this girl on Instagram who makes some sweet ass fridges with custom pinstriping jobs, and they're vintage fridges, and they look amazing. There was like this dark, super dark red cherryish candy paint looking one. It's crazy looking. I would love to have one of those fridges in a fucking shop, gym, fucking man caved out bullshit set up like that. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Maybe even a nice little small, I mean big, but small, like plug-in humidor, like a little small personal cigar store, and just smoke me a stogie every now and then. That'd be cool. I like them for special occasions and shit. I don't like them for just because, oh, look at me, I got a cigar in my mouth. It's not, this shit ain't that cool. But it's cool on special occasions every now and then. I think it's fun. Celebrate small wins and shit. I've always thought about it. Just smoke a cigar, and I never really found any good ones until a couple years back when I was living in the rental house from my uncle with my mom. My cousin and I, we were some wannabe cigar connoisseurs for a minute, and we tried whatever brands we could afford, cheap ass brands at the time, and actually found a small, tasteful selection of cigar. I like the Deadwood brand, was my favorite affordable cigars. But yeah, a life like that, man. A life like that. And if I haven't sold my Camaro for money to survive by then I would have my Camaro in the shop, and I would work on it, and I could set up a paint booth and learn how to paint. Have it set it up with good ventilation and shit, and uh like a badass, air compressor plumbing going throughout all the building and shit, and have a tote with a pneumatic grease gun and go under there and Like for old pickups and shit, you can fucking grease the ball joints and shit, and U joints and everything. Fucking all professional and shit. In a personal shop. Shit would be awesome. Yeah, just doing a little bit of dreaming. A little bit of dreaming behind the screen. Dreaming behind the screen. And it's a longer video already, 40 minutes, goddamn. I started off not knowing what the fuck I was gonna talk about and ended up rambling for this long. What else? What else would I have? I would have I would want my parents driving some sweet ass cars. That way, whenever they pull up, they'd be like, "God damn," you know. What'd you do to afford all that? Oh no, no, my son got this for me. It's fucking right, boy. God damn, that would feel good. Damn, didn't know you were doing all this. I didn't know y'all rode like this. Yeah, well, we fucking do. But that's just a personal vice or whatever you want to call it. I don't need people looking at me or looking at mom and dad like that. But I've always, whenever, I'm trying to work harder to be let go of envy for the shit I don't have, and I'm not really envious of any certain individuals or any individual in particular, but I've always sat and thought like, man, I would love to have this shit. So anybody and everybody who thought I wasn't gonna do shit, wasn't gonna be shit, I want them to see the shit I want them I want my accomplishments personified that way. Whenever they look at about mom or dad a nice whip, they'd be like, God damn, that boy doing good. Shit. I talked shit on that boy, and the whole time he was going fucking hard. The whole time he was prestiging on me over here. But, you know, but that's just because people have uh, underestimated my parents as well, and I want them just to flex so hard with, our normal would be there, like, I can't believe, just to flex on them. Just to flex on them one time, just so they know, just so they shut the fuck up about me and my family ever again. Because there's some folks I've been around that think they're hot shit, and I would just love for them to be mortified whenever my family pulls up. That's how I really feel. That's how I really feel about a lot of shit. I know how to be humble, I understand how to be humble, but yeah, I would love to do it to them. Just because I've always hated that bullshit. I've always hated, there's people with me that have more, and if I was you, I would do this, or if I was you, I'd be doing it this way. And I've heard these statements that come from people where their parents and their lineage handed them businesses. Like, how are you gonna talk to me about what you would do in my situation? You've never been here before. You've been nowhere close before. You've never actually started from nothing. And neither have I, but as far as building a source of wealth and perpetuating income outside of being a W-2 slave, then you haven't, bro. No, you've never attempted to do some shit like I have before. You never tried to make some shit without having some shit in the first place. I've never been poor. I've never been poor, but we've never had we've never had I couldn't ask my parents for a loan of any amount of money if I ever needed to. Do you understand? Like, I'm not poor, and that statement that I just said is fine. You know, that's okay. It just is what it is. So, like, that's just objectively how things are, and it's okay. It's not a bad thing. It's fine. That's very normal. I think that's how the average American household is. You know, I hate it. I wish it was different, but that's normal in a lot of cases, and it was very normal for me, and that's just how it went. You know, that's just how it was. And so, from going to not being able to ask any person in my family for a loan versus a bank, then I want to be somebody. I want to be I would be the first person like that. You know, where my son or anybody with my last name could be like damn, he's really, you know, that's the first one. That's the first one. He may say no, he may never consider it, but the motherfucker's got some cheddar and it's undeniable, and that shit's gonna feel good. And I've always wanted to know what that feels like. And I've even had to help my parents out before. And the thing is that they have almost always made more money than me. Not only that, they've had more time to allocate their funds in places where they may grow and stuff, and maybe the cards just never, the planets never aligned just right to where they could have, or maybe they felt like they never had time, or I don't know, dude. I don't. I'm not. You know, I don't judge. I'm trying to really hard to let go of coulda, shoulda, woulda, whatever. They did their best and they did a great job, and I'm very grateful to be alive and be able to. They let me just stay in their places while I'm unemployed. I mean, who am I to say anything, dog? But yeah, I want to be the man one of these days, and hopefully that won't take too vast amount of time, so that I may be able to return the favor to them and see them live happy lives, because they're getting older, and I'd love to retire them as soon as I possibly could. That way they could enjoy the rest of their days without having to, you know, without having to dump all their time into shit that doesn't matter for people that don't matter. Yeah, and it'd be beautiful if I could just do that. Um, and hopefully I get to one day. Okay, that's today's update.